Welcome, truth seekers. This might be the most interesting, shocking, and funny ritual story you have heard about. But before we continue, do well to subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Like and share this video to help us bring stories like this to you. Now, let's dive right in. It happened in 2022 when two young boys, Kingsley, who was 17 years old, and his best friend, Madabuchi, or would I say his ex-best friend after what happened, when they traveled all the way from Ebonyi State to Asaba for one dangerous mission, a mission no other than money rituals. Apparently, they have heard of this powerful native doctor at the infamous Chimar Temple who could make their dreams come true. Their goal was simple: to cash out, buy one fine GLK and build a house. But the method by which they intend to get these luxuries was the real issue. We all know that money ritual is not a free lunch. You must pay the ultimate price. And these small boys, just 17 years old, had already made up their mind to pay the price. But the most shocking thing is that these boys already had a victim they would sacrifice in their mind, even before going to the native doctor's house. They had chosen who to sacrifice. Can you imagine the thought process of these 17 years old young boys? Sadly, the person they planned to use was their main man named Joshua. But here is the twist. Joshua, who didn't join them to Asaba, was at home praying for them to come home successfully. The plan was simple in their heads. Once they meet a native doctor, the native doctor would just use jazz to summon Joshua's spirit via a pot of water or through a mirror and ask them to strike him down, and boom, money will start flowing. I guess they thought life was Nollywood. But my people, what these boys didn't know was that they were about to get the biggest shock of their lives. When they reached the shrine, the native doctor patiently listened to them and their request and probably asked himself, what kind of children are these? He was furious and shocked at the same time. He wanted to kick them out, but in his wisdom, he felt chasing them out would not do anything because it was obvious these boys would find another native doctor to do their bidding. So he decided to teach them a lesson they would never forget in their lifetime. The trap was set. The native doctor entered the shrine, spoke some words like incantation, and turned to Kingsley and said, "Young man, the gods have heard your request, but there is a small change of plans. Instead of Joshua, the gods want your friend here, Madabuchi, to be the sacrifice." Gang gang. But what happened next was even more shocking. Before the native doctor could say ritual, Kingsley jumped up, clapped his hands and said, "No wahala. If it is Madabuchi the gods want, let's do it sharp sharp." Madabuchi's eyes popped out. His eyes cleared immediately. He didn't know when he started crying and begging, "Please, I don't want to die. I be the only son of my family. Oh, please don't kill me. No kill me for my mama." But for Kingsley, that boy didn't flinch. In fact, it was as if he had planned it all along. He looked like he was prepared for the turn of events. He even suggested that they should hurry up before something spoils the plan. Even the native doctor was shocked and astonished. "So you mean if I give you a knife now, you will kill your friend?" Kingsley nodded quickly. "Where is the knife? Bring him, abeg." At this point, the native doctor knew the matter was even more serious than he thought. So he asked for the knife, but he did not give it to him. If he had handed that knife to Kingsley, Madabuchi would have been a lost cause. At this point, the native doctor, who was shocked and confused, decided to do something no one saw coming. He decided to turn the table. Then came the biggest twist of this story. Doing the same thing he did before, he danced around his god, spoke some words again, but with a surprised face, he said, "The gods have changed their minds, oh. Due to the begging of Madabuchi, the gods now want you, Kingsley, for the sacrifice, and the money will go to Madabuchi instead." Truth seekers, immediately Kingsley saw this, drama fell out. Kingsley, the same boy who was ready to sacrifice his best friend without blinking, suddenly became human again. His chest started to beat. His voice started to shake. He started calling on Jesus to save him. "God, please, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Please, Jesus, save me." Wait, oh. So you wanted to take another person's life, but now that your own is at stake, you remember that life is sweet. You remember God. You remember that life is precious. Anyways, at this point, it was clear that these boys didn't even understand the weight of what they were about to do. They thought it was a game until it was almost their turn to die. After enough begging and wailing, the native doctor spared both of them, but he made them swear an oath that the day any of them ever kills an innocent person for money, they will die instantly. After that, he called their parents and told them about the evil their children wanted to perpetrate. They were allowed to go home, but not together. The native doctor, being a wise man, didn't trust them to travel back at the same time. He didn't trust Kingsley at all. He knew that after what happened, Kingsley might try something again. So he sent Kingsley home first, while Madabuchi left the next day. But here is where it gets even more interesting. Madabuchi later revealed to the native doctor that he didn't even know they were coming to a herbalist, that Kingsley tricked him into coming on that journey. He thought that they were going to the market to buy clothes and shoes. Next thing, he found himself inside a shrine. That means that from the start, Kingsley probably had it in mind to use his own guy if things didn't go as planned. Truth seekers, can you imagine the heart of a 17-year-old boy? Now, this is the part I want us to think about. What could be the reason for the rising interest of rituals among teenagers, among kids? Is it as a result of Nollywood or what they see on social media every day? Who is to blame here? Do we blame parents or the society for celebrating ill-gotten wealth? Because I don't see how a 17-year-old boy could be driving a Benz of 80 million naira without any tangible trade. Yet, we applaud them on social medias and feign ignorance. And if someone wants to say anything, they say, mind your business. Is it the society we want to create for our children? While we ponder on this, one of the things to learn from this video is that young folks know more than they should know. And one way to protect your child or loved one is to keep a close eye on them. And also vet their friends, because it's obvious evil is around the corner. Let me know in the comment section if you think Kingsley and his friend have learned their lesson, or you think they will still go ahead with their plan. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, but most importantly, like and share this video to create more awareness. Until then, stay safe. This is Truth Uncovered Africa.